Hello and welcome to the Lesbian Lounge, a podcast for the girls who like girls. I'm your host and your resident lesbian big sister, Juliet Taylor, and I'm here to answer your guys' questions, give advice on your dilemmas, and of course chat about your wildest lesbian dating stories. So grab a drink, get comfy, and welcome into the Lesbian Lounge. Welcome back, lesbians. Welcome into the Lesbian Lounge HQ. Happy Thursday to all who celebrate. Today's a good day to be a woman who loves women because the Lesbian Lounge podcast brand new episode has dropped, and we definitely have some new listeners, some new faces joining us this week as I hosted my event on Tuesday. We're going to have a full debrief in a bit, don't worry guys, but I was recruiting and so was Lucy, bless her heart. She was so cute. She was literally going up to people being like, I'll give you an answer for the scavenger hunt, but you have to promise to listen to my girlfriend's podcast. So we love that. We love the effort. So if you're a new listener, if you came from the event, hey bestie, thanks for coming to the event. Thanks for coming to join us in the Lesbian Lounge HQ. Thanks for listening or watching the pod. Nice to have you here. Returning listeners, how are we doing? Hope we're well. What do we think of the glasses, right? Hear me out. They were £3 from Claire's Accessories. And you're probably thinking, why did you go to Claire's Accessories? You're not 12 years old. But I think it's closing down. And me and mum were in town the other day. And if you know Jill, you know Claire's Accessories is a Jill kind of shop. She used to get all her phone cases from there. These were £3 in the sale, meant to be like £12. I think the whole shop's closing down. So they're just trying to get rid of everything. And I thought they were kind of cute. Lucy hates them, like really cannot stand them. So I don't know, maybe let me know what you think. If you think yay, nay, and if you all hate them, I'll get rid of them. But my girlfriend's opinion doesn't count enough. So I thought I need to come to the podcast besties and I'll do whatever you guys tell me to do. So let me know if you think they're cute. But I kind of vibe with them. And they kind of match like the leopard print on the trousers. And I've got my Renee wrap top on today. I think I told you about this after the concert. This was like the fake merch. So this was £15 from some like guy just selling it outside. But if I turn around, my chair swivels. I've never done that before. Hopefully you can see it's got all the like tours on the back. Not tours, places she toured to, like all the countries on the back. And I actually like it. It's like Bite Me, Pink Star, Renee in the middle. But I didn't like the colours of the actual tops they were selling at the concert. They were like, there was like a pink one or a yellow one, and I was not vibing, whereas this is like a lovely beige. And I got it in the large, so it was nice and oversized. I tend to sleep in it a lot, but I'm wearing it today because I thought filming a lesbian podcast, dressed like a lesbian whilst wearing a lesbian on my titties. So there we go. We're wearing Renee wrap today. We're channeling all the Renee wrap good vibes and good energy. So hope you're all well. Thank you for being here. Let's get into the debrief of my event. So on Tuesday, the 16th of April, I hosted my second ever event. It wasn't. I hosted the same event that I hosted last year, but I have hosted other lesbian events. So I hosted She Got Game at NQ64 Arcade and Bar. Just want to give a huge shout out to NQ64 for hosting all of us lesbians. The staff were literally insane. When we got there was a lesbian and a gay man working the bar, and I was like, this is iconic. And then the man finished his shift. I forgot all their names, that's really bad of me. And then another lesbian came for her shift. So it was brilliant. So everyone was like bantering with them, chatting with them. It was great vibes. And we had like this whole venue just for us lesbians. So shout out NQ64. Thank you very much for hosting us. And we had about 80 lesbians come, which is mind-blowing. If you've been listening, you know I was aiming to be at least 60 plus. So 80 I was thrilled with, really, really happy. And it was such a good night. I got there a little bit early, as you do if you're hosting an event, right? And there was one person there who was for the event, and I was like, okay, like I am half an hour early. I wasn't expecting the venue to be packed, but I started to panic. And even Lucy said she started to panic for me when it wasn't really, really busy, like just before we started. And I thought, you know what, though, if we were going to an event, we probably wouldn't want to like be showing up right for its start and would probably come a little bit later into the night, especially when it's not like a ticketed thing. It's just sort of like come from 6 o'clock, right? And there's no end time. So it's not like, well, I need to be there at 6 because it's only an hour long event, if that makes sense. But you all turned up. You turned out 80 plus lesbians. We took over NQ64. It was amazing. So sort of let everyone arrive, passed out some tokens for the games. And then about an hour in, I was like, okay, it's scavenger hunt time. So I if you don't know, when I do my events, I always do a lesbian scavenger hunt. Some people are calling it bingo, and I guess it's kind of like lesbian bingo as well. But essentially, you're not finding things like you do on a scavenger hunt, you're finding lesbians. So one of the questions on there is, find somebody who met their girlfriend on Tinder or Hinge. So you could put me and Lucy down, for example, and you have to go around this whole room, find somebody that matches the answer to each question, bring me back your paper, and the winner gets a prize. So when I did the event last year, my best friend Chloe actually won the scavenger hunt. We weren't best friends at the time. I'd never met this girl in my life. So this was my first impression of Chloe winning my scavenger hunt. And she won a Malteser Easter egg. I don't know why that I remember it's a Malteser one, but it was a Malteser Easter egg. We leveled up a little bit this year, you know. The event, I said it was sponsored by the podcast, so I use a bit of podcast muns, and we upgraded to a vibrator. So this year's winner won a Ann Summers vibrator, and she actually came back to me with the loveliest story. Like, she was buzzing to win. She was like, get in, this is amazing. I did some chocolate for the runners up, and then she actually came up to me later in the night, and we were just having a lovely chat, and she was like, I really hope you don't mind, but I've given the vibrator away. And I was like, of course not, like, do what you want with it. And she was like, this girl had come to the event alone, didn't know anybody, obviously made her way around the room making friends doing the scavenger hunt, didn't know anybody, had joined this group of girls that she'd met during the scavenger hunt. And she said, I was sitting chatting with them and we were talking about like sex toys, all things like that. And this girl said, I have never used a sex toy. And she was like, you know what, I've got plenty of vibrators at home, here's a brand new one, there you go, get you started on your, you know, self-love, self-masturbation, sex toy journey. And I just thought that was so wholesome. Like, she's never met this girl in her life. Obviously, she's just won a brand new vibrator. Like, it was so cute as well. It was like a little bullet with chilies all over it. You know, it's given like spicy sex vibes. But she didn't keep it for herself. She gave it to somebody who, you know, she sort of was like, she's going to benefit more from it. She will benefit more from it than I would have. So she gave that away. And then somebody else came up to me and was like, I don't know if anyone told you, but like the girl who won the vibrator gave it away. And I just wanted you to know that like the community that you built is so strong and so powerful, because people are, you know, making friends and making connections and doing things like that for each other. So it literally melted my heart. I was so happy. Yeah, winner got a spicy vibrator, passed it on, but it's in good hands. It's in really good hands. So if you are the girl who got the vibrator, let us know. How did you find it? Send us a little confession and let us know if it went down a tree. I'm sure it did. I can't imagine anybody using a vibrator for the first time and being like, no, that was shit. Like, genuinely, please tell me if you have had a bad experience with a vibrator, because I don't believe it as of right now. But if you come to me with a story, you might change my mind. So anyway, the point of the scavenger hunt is essentially to get you to make friends. I feel like most lesbian events that I've been to or that I've seen, you kind of show up, maybe you're going alone, maybe you're going with your friendship group, but there isn't really anything to do that makes you mingle. You kind of stand with your people that you know, or you stand alone in a corner until you go out of your way to go, oh, hi, I'm Juliet. Do you mind if I come stand with you or have a drink with you guys? Or they come up to you and go, oh, hi, I see you're alone. Do you want to come join our group? But that is quite a daunting thing to do. So I always like to do the scavenger hunt so that people have to go and talk to people. It's like I am forcing you to go and make friends. Obviously, you don't have to do the scavenger hunt if you don't want to. But basically, everybody had to go out of their way. We had so many people come alone and they're going around, okay, hi, my name's Julia and I met my girlfriend on Hinge, so you can pop my name back down for that one. What about you? Are you any of these? So we've got find someone in a situationship, somebody who moved in after less than a month of dating, somebody who's seen Renee Rapp, Chapel Roan, Billie Eilish or Fletcher live, even though I should probably have took Billie Eilish and Fletcher off because don't they now have boyfriends? Confused. Somebody in love with their best friend, like loads of like typical lesbian things, and you have to find somebody who matches that. And thankfully we had somebody that matched every answer. There's always one on there that is somebody who listens to the Lesbian Lounge podcast. And not gonna lie guys, I was a bit fuming because loads of people gave me their responses back, so I was sitting looking through them, and most answers to that question was either my girlfriend, so Lucy. Some people put me down for that, which fair, because obviously I do listen to the podcast when I edit it. There was a few Chloe and Corinne's who are my besties. I think there was a girl called Ellie who I didn't know before this event, so shout out Ellie. And I think there was a Charlotte on there as well. So Ellie and Charlotte, you're real ones, because clearly nobody else in that room listened to the podcast, because their names would have been written down, unless they just found Ellie and Charlotte or me or Lucy or Chloe and Karine first. So shout out to all of you guys who listen to the pod, but hopefully we've brought in some new listeners. I think most people found out about the event through my TikTok. I mean, it did get like 60,000 views and the podcast did not get that many. I wish it did. I mean, to be fair, we are like so close to 20,000, like so close to 20k. So hopefully maybe even by the time this episode or the next episode comes out, we might be at 20k. And Lucy did say she'd get me another present for 20k, but we are also buying a house and our 1 year anniversary is coming up. So maybe the present for hitting 20k can just be the fact that we're buying a house together. So yeah, event went so well. We ended up being out until, I think I was in bed for like 11:30, which is quite early. Not for me. I mean, I'm normally in bed for 11, but I'm like scrolling on TikTok or doing something. But I was knackered. Obviously, it takes a lot to it takes a lot to go to an event, but to host it, to organise it, I always feel like responsible for everybody in the room as well. I'm like, I will not let anyone be alone. I'm like, if someone's alone, I'm like, come sit with me and my friends, or what are your interests? Okay, I think you'd really click with this group of people, but everybody was just having the best time, made so many friends. So I did get to relax and enjoy myself and play Lucy and beat her in a game of Mario Kart, which is funny. The 2 times I've hosted this event, I have played one game and it has been Mario Kart both times, because the rest of the time I'm just mingling, chatting to people and getting to know all these people and saying like, thank you for coming to the event, because even though some people aren't coming because they like, listen and support the podcast, they just saw it on TikTok and thought, oh cool, a meet up for lesbians, let's go. I still, want to go around and say thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And if you want to come listen to the podcast and, help me keep doing events like this, then please do. So yeah. Thanks, guys. Had such a good time though. We all went over to Alvino's, which is like next door to NQ64, after which I was told is closing down. So RIP Alvino's. Everyone, well, there wasn't everyone. A few people stayed and had drinks there. I did have some girls go home together. So shout out to the girls who went home together. I think we had 2 separate, like 2 lots of girls go home together. And I hope you had a fabulous night. I hope it was everything you dreamed of and more. Like, imagine being like, oh, I'm going to a lesbian event tonight. Like, no way. Imagine if I meet someone there and then like we go home and we end up falling in love. I mean, even if they didn't fall in love and they just had like great lesbian sex, like win-win. Like either one sounds good. So shout out to those girlies who went home together. And people have already like, made like their own little friendship groups from the event and gone out and done things. I think there was a group of them went to Tynemouth Market on Sunday. Some of them went out after the event and after the like after party event. Everyone sort of found their groups and nobody left alone. Like, I'm not just saying it because I think like I want people to come to my events in the future and just like, no one left alone, so come. Like, hand on heart, I'm telling you, not one person left alone. Or maybe they left alone because they like had to drive themselves home, but nobody left without making friends, if that makes sense. Every single person made friends. I was just looking around this room in awe, seeing people, like 8 people sat on a booth who was maybe like, it was a friendship group of 5 and they brought 3, like they brought 3 new people into their friendship group. Whatever the dynamics were, everybody made friends and it just made me so happy. And it was so nice for so many people to come up to me and say, thank you for doing this. Thank you for putting on this event and bringing us lesbians a safe space to meet up and make friends. And because I think one thing that I pride myself on doing, I'm going to gloat for a second, is like I own and champion the fact that people are going to come alone, but I don't make you feel like shitty for it. I'm not like, oh my God, you're coming alone. Like, I get it. I have been that girl who had no fucking friends, especially not like lesbian friends who I can talk about vaginas with and boobies and all that fun lesbian stuff. So I get that. I've been in that position and I want to help stop other people being in that position and help people make new friends. So for people to come up to me and, say, thank you so much for doing this. I've had such a good time. Like, please do more. Makes me so happy. And there will definitely be more events coming. Probably May half term, we might do a little sip and paint in Leazes Park, same like we did last year, and it went down a treat last year, so I'm sure it'll go down a treat this year as well. What other updates do I have, guys? House, we're getting there. The solicitors, I think, have like checked off our funds. Obviously we swapped solicitors, so they were wanting to like check funds, and with me being self-employed and doing so many different things, they're so confused. Like, what is this? Why are you doing this? What does this mean? So I feel like I've now finally like explained myself and made them like assured them that I'm not money laundering, so they know that my money is like legit. It's just from like so many random different things, like princess parties, dance teaching, when I like help mum dog walk, and podcast things. Like, it's random streams of income, but they now know that it's legit streams of income. Lucy's stuff's all sorted, so hopefully, well, actually, they have given us a completion date, right? But it wasn't like set in stone, here's your completion date. It was like, we are aiming to be done for this day. So I'm getting myself excited, but at the same time, I don't want to lock in on a date too much for them to say, I'm really sorry, we're gonna have to push it back by 2 weeks. But all being well and good, we should be completing and moving into our new house on the 15th of May. Eek! Which is actually 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's 4 days after mine and Lucy's first anniversary. How mind-blowing is that? Like, 4 days after our 1 year anniversary, we are going to be getting the keys to our first ever house with a 30-year mortgage. Like, we are locked in for life now. All that's left is a ring. I would like a ring. I would like a diamond ring on my wedding finger. That's all that's left, Lucy babe. If you're listening, you're definitely listening. No, there's no rush. We are buying a very nice, expensive house, so a ring can wait. The house and the 30-year mortgage is a promise in itself, right? But yeah, 4 days after our first anniversary, we are getting the keys to our house. And then the day after that, if you're in Newcastle, Northeast Lesbian, you'll know is Rush, Girls Who Like Girls, another fabulous lesbian event, community, networking place in Newcastle. So we're going to be going to Rush, and we'll be telling all the lesbians all about our new house. Lucy actually went for a little lesbian meetup yesterday. Our sort of lesbian friendship group does monthly meetups. Yeah, so Lucy went to Stack in Seaburn with our little lesbian group. So how many is there of us? There's Chloe and Kareen, who are a couple. Obviously me and Lucy, who are a couple. Kira and Alicia, who are a couple. Sophie and Michaela, who are a couple. And Tanya. Tanya's just a little third wheel, but we love Tanya so much. She's fucking iconic. My chair keeps squeaking. Can you hear that? Squeak, squeak, squeak. I need some, what's the thing? Not WKD, WD-40. I need some of that to stop my chair from squeaking. If my granddad was still alive, he would fix it for me, but R.I.P. granddad. Good thing I've got a masked lesbian who can do things for me. She's great. What was I saying? Yeah, Tanya. So Tanya, if you might have heard me speak about Tanya before. We won musical statues exhibitions together at Pride, and then we had to do like a limbo off with a few other people, and I ended up winning a holiday voucher, which I've never used because it was for like Love to Shop holidays, which is I don't know, it looked a bit dodgy. Yeah, so there's that group of us, but bless, I left Lucy to go on her own because I was in Derbyshire. So they all went and watched the match, took the dogs on a walk, and I just thought it was so cute. And it's just such a nice little group. And Lucy was like, I really missed you, because like, I wanted someone to like, you know, be showing off. And I was like, you and Tanya should have just got together, mask for mask, like, we're here for it. And she was like, I'm not quite sure Tanya's my type. Tanya's like very much giving like butch lesbian vibes. Lucy's giving mask lesbian vibes, so I don't think they'd be a match made in heaven. I mean, if you're mask for mask, butch for butch, you have a fucking great time watching them get it off, but I don't think Tanya and Lucy would enjoy that themselves. So she went and did that, which I thought was really cute, because they were sort of, I don't want to be like they were my friends first, but I sort of met them at my event last year. We all got really close, and then when I got with Lucy, I brought Lucy into the group. I mean, it wasn't too long after, it was only like a month after I met them that I met Lucy, so we're basically all just a little group of besties, but it's really, really cute. And I got to make so many new besties at the event. Where else was I going with all of this? House. Lucy went out with the lesbians. I hosted a lesbian event. I don't really think there's any other updates for you, or life's just kind of going. There are always exciting things in the pipeline, but things take time. There's loads of messages getting sent to guests, so many guests reaching out to me to come on, but I only want to bring you guys people that I think you're going to like benefit from listening to. Like, so many people are like, hi, I'm a lesbian, can I come on your podcast? I'm like, what are you going to bring? And they're like, oh, I just want to come and be on a podcast. And I'm like, doesn't really work like that. Like, I want to, you know, there's like two ways I see it. I want to bring people on the podcast who are going to help boost the podcast with views and numbers and downloads. But I also want to bring people onto the podcast who you are going to enjoy hearing from, not just like Sally, who lives in Liverpool. I actually know someone called Sally who lives in Liverpool, so let's not say that. Like Sally who lives in Hertfordshire. but she just wants to speak about being a lesbian, and she's got no real value to bring. Does that make sense? But saying that, if you guys have any guests that you want to hear from on the podcast, absolutely shoot me a message, let me know, and I'll do my best to get them on and bring you all the lesbian stories. Now I feel like I've rambled at you for ages, so I think it's time, without further ado, let's jump straight on into this week's episode. So this week's question of the week is, finish the sentence, dating women is all fun and games until. So I actually did this question of the week at the event, so I'm going to pop the lesbians' answers in here.
Hi everyone, it's Julia here from the Lesbian Lounge. We're here at my Let's.game, and we're going to get the lesbian to play a little game of finish the sentence. So dating women is all fun and games until.
So finish the sentence, dating women is all fun and games until.
You're both PMS at the same time.
Finish the sentence, dating women is all fun and games until.
She's friends with all of our exes.
Finish the sentence, dating women is all fun and games until.
They realise they're not gay.
Finish the sentence, dating women is all fun and games until.
They want to move away somewhere far from you.
Finish the sentence, dating women is all fun and games until.
That's straight.
So finish the sentence, dating women is all fun and games until.
You get gay panic.
Fair. Okay, I have got a few other written responses as well, so let's fill you in with those too. Dating women is all fun and games until your mum finds your strap on. I just think that's top tier horrific. Thankfully never experienced it, but I can imagine you just would never want to look your mum in the eye again. Like, you would just have to have the ground open up, swallow you whole, and that's it. Like, life is over, RIP. Till it comes to speaking to women, I've had enough. Fair enough. Until you find out you're not the only one dating her. Come on, girls, like, surely we need to be better than men. Men are like dating multiple women at a time. We need to do better as women and like put all our eggs in one basket and give women all of our love and attention. We don't need to be sleeping around with multiple women. We need to be better. Until you let your guard down. Until your heart gets broken. I feel like woman-loving heartbreak hits different as well. Until you fall in love when telling yourself not to because you'll get hurt. We're getting deep now, guys. Until you get your heart torn out of a chest by one. Yeah. Dating women is all fun and games until a woman rips your heart out of your chest, throws it on the floor and stamps on it because, I don't know, she cheated on you or was dating another woman or was just not the vibe. Dating women is all fun and games until you fall in love with your straight best friend. Iconic. Obsessed. Go for it. As long as she reciprocates the feelings, then it sounds like a win-win. Till you experience a woman-loving woman heartbreak. Yeah, rough. Until you're just friends. Oh, I couldn't. Lucy actually said to me last night, she was like, do you promise we'll never be just friends? And I was like, what the fuck? And she was like, I know, but like the same thing happened. Well, not the same. She was like, that's what happened with you and your ex. Like, the relationship just kind of fizzled out. And I was like, did my ex lick my vagina? No. Do you? Yes. I don't think friends do that. So let's just put that into perspective, right, Lucy? I don't want to be your friends. Unless it's friends with benefits. No. I want to marry you. I want to buy a house with you. I love you. Till you're getting her name covered up 6 months later. Does that mean you got a tattoo? And then 6 months later, it's not worked out and you're going, fuck, why have I got like Sandra down my arm? We need to change that into something. I know obviously not lesbians, but still, Olivia Atwood and Bradley Dax split up, and Olivia had like Till Death, and then I think Brad had Do Us Part, or it was the other way around, or they both had like Till Death Do Us Part, or till I don't remember the full law behind it, but there was tattoos saying like Till Death Do Us Part. I think Olivia had Till Death, and then I can't remember who was on her podcast. I think it was Joe Baggs. Was it Joe? Yeah, it was Joe Baggs, and he was like giving her suggestions of like covering it up, and then he was like, why don't you just get Till Death Do Us Party? And she was like, fuck it, I'm going on Saturday, like, let's get that done. So that's a good way of, you know, not having to cover up a tattoo, just altering it. But I feel like Sandra, you can't really change that into anything else. Just I don't know, get like a big black circle around and fill it in. I'm not very creative. Until you realise if this doesn't work, you'll never be able to love again. Oh, that's quite sad. That was a deep one. Until she tells you that you remind her of her ex. She's not in the right headspace. She's emotionally unavailable. And she thought you guys were only friends. Okay, I feel like you've just given us a few situations there and I'm obsessed. I would be fuming if Lucy told me I reminded her of one of her exes. I'd be like, 1, they were ugly. 2, they were all psychos. 3, just, ew, why? Do you know what I mean? That's awful. Like, that is the worst. It's not even a compliment, is it? Like, surely you're not saying that as a compliment, like, oh my God, baby, you really remind me of my ex. Like, I love it. Like, surely we're not saying that in that scenario. That couldn't, like, make that make sense, because it doesn't. Until it comes to loving women, it's not for the weak. Yeah, fair. Like, actually having to do the woman loving woman. Do the loving of the woman. Some women are crazy. It's brutal out there. So take care of yourselves. And, you know, if you find a good woman, hold on to her, lock her in, buy her a ring, buy her a kitten, keep her around, keep tight holds on her, because you don't want to lose her. Okay, are we ready for some dilemmas? Because I am. So strap in, strap on. Here we go. So I always knew I was bi, but to be honest, I've always found women more attractive. This is what I'm saying, right? Like, I genuinely feel like people who are bisexual don't actually like men. I feel like you just think that you have to like men, or if you say you're bisexual, it's not as like, if you're coming out to family, it's not like I only love women. It's like, oh, I think I'm bisexual. Like, I don't actually think you guys find men attractive. Like, I really don't, because how can you find men attractive? How can you look at a man and go, I want to suck your willy, or I want to like look at your abs, or I'm upset at myself actually, so let's just carry on before I keep thinking about men and getting really angry. I'm talking wait, what? Anyway, at 18 years old, I met my ex-husband. We were together until we were 30. Okay, so you were bi, you preferred women, but you ended up meeting a man and being with him from being 18 to 30, and you got married. I then dated another man until I was 34. Okay, so we have these bisexual feelings, but we've only dated men. I feel like that happens to a lot of people, doesn't it? Anyway, a lesbian started where I work while I was still with my ex-boyfriend, and I knew what I was doing when I subtly dropped that, oh yeah, I'm bi. Okay, it's like you were like, I need this girl to know that, like, I'm into her, and I need her to know that I'm into girls. Obsessed. Anyway, we started messaging, and she kept trying to get me to have an affair with her. Okay, I mean, I'm here for it. I think cheating is allowed if it's on a man. Sorry, not sorry. She had moved to my part of the country to be with her girlfriend at the time. Okay, so she's got a girlfriend, and she's moved over here to be with her girlfriend. You've got a boyfriend. You fancy her. She fancies you, but you're both in relationships. I told her, absolutely not. I won't do that. The only way I would be with her is if we were both single. Okay, I mean, I respect like your morals there. You're like, I'm not a cheat. You have a girlfriend. I'm a girl's girl as well. Like, I will get with you, but only if we're both single. Fair dues. Anyway, after only about 2 weeks of pretty serious messaging, she breaks up with her girlfriend. Or at least that's what she told me. So we've got a liar on our hands. You're a liar, actress. Go the fuck out. That's like the last time I ever watched Love Island was that series. I just don't vibe with watching straight people fall in love. It's boring. Also, when are we getting I Kissed a Girl? Because there was a trailer for it. Then I've heard fuck all since they like axed it. But surely we're still getting this season. Right? Come on. There is also a petition. I'm sure there's a petition, so make sure you sign the petition to bring it back. Go and do that right now, and then come back to the podcast. Or do it whilst you're listening. You can multitask whilst you're listening. I believe in you. So she breaks up with her girlfriend, or at least that's what she tells me. So we go out for drinks one night, and I get so drunk, I end up kissing her. That then led us into breaking into where we worked and having sex in the offices. That is iconic fucking shit. I bet that sex felt so fucking good because you'd been like wanting her for a while. Like that sexual tension was there. And then you're like, fuck it. Why go to bed, let's break into the office. But could you not go back to her house because she actually hadn't broke up with her girlfriend and she was asleep in her bed? So that's why you had to go to the offices. I feel like that's where this is going. The next day, barely making it out of the office before the first people got in, I didn't know what to do. In a daze, I basically ran away with her. We ended up sleeping in hotels, bed sits, you name it, for about 3 weeks. Then I pack up my life and move 100 miles away to be with her, for her to take my car and move back. What? That's not where I thought we were going. I need to read that again. I pack up my life and move 100 miles away to be with her. So obviously she'd moved across the country to be with her ex. So maybe you have both then moved back to where she was from originally, only for her to take my car and move back to where I was from to be with her ex-girlfriend. You fucking what? She let you pack up your life. She repacked up her life, moved miles and miles and miles away for her to fuck off back over here to get back with the ex or to continue being with the ex. So she just wanted you out of the picture, clearly, because she thought, if you're in the picture, I'm going to keep wanting to have sex with you. So let's fucking ship you off over here. Obviously, your boyfriend's probably thinking, what the fuck's going on? Or you probably broke up with him in the process, or he's just like, leave him at home. She's shipped you off over here so she can't like be tempted by you, and then she's fucked off back over here. What the actual fuck? The story is more complicated than that, but hey ho. You can't leave us like that. Tell us the complications. I need to know it all. That's fucking wild though, isn't it? Like, that's actually fucking wild. Like, when I tell you, I want wild, spicy dilemmas, that's what I'm talking about. Like, what the actual fuck? It's brutal out here. Women are a little bit crazy, but we're still better than men, so it's all good. Okay, in fact, we have a little confession here. I broke up with my ex-fiance of 5 years 6 months ago, and 2 weeks ago I stayed at her house and we slept together. Okay, you broke up with her. You've been fiancés for 5 years. You've been broken up for 6 months, and 2 weeks ago you stayed at her house and you had sexy time. Obsessed. I'm here for that, to be fair. I'm here for it. I support it. It was super wholesome and romantic and opened a can of emotional worms, and we started speaking again. Yeah, I feel like you'd been together for a long time. Like, breaking the like no contact probably was going to, like you said, reopen a can of worms, and you were going to like latch back onto each other again. Fast forward to a week ago, and she's on a date with another girl on my birthday, which she told me about and then sent me £20 to make me feel better. The fuck? So she knows it's your birthday and she's like, oh, hiya, like, just, you know, I'm on a date tonight with somebody, but I'll send you some money, like, get yourself a birthday drink. I hope we don't feel too shit about the fact that I'm on a date. What the fuck? So clearly when you guys rekindled this romance, or so you thought, when you got into bed with each other, your intentions maybe weren't both the same. You were hoping it would rekindle things. She was like, fuck it, like, I'm horny, let's have sex again. But she clearly didn't want that to like re-become the relationship. She then also was, She also then staying at a different girl's house and ignored me for 4 days. Okay, so she went on a date, then started staying at somebody else's house. Wild. She then has the audacity to text me today asking if I'm okay. The question is, am I okay? Or do I need to cut her off? Okay, I don't think she knows where her head's at. I mean, you're saying that you called it off with her. So what was the reasoning for that? Like, had she cheated? Was she like not loyal? Or was it just like the relationship wasn't working, the spark had died? Like, I feel like that's a big piece of context here. But you broke up with her. You've had this sexual encounter. You're then kind of like, okay, brilliant, maybe we're going to get back on track. She's dating another woman, sleeping with other women, and then being like, are you okay? Here's £20. Like, she clearly can't see that there's an issue with what she's doing, which technically there isn't, because you're not back together. You essentially had a one-night stand, right? Like, you could have had this sex without having had the past that you had. Like, to her, you were just somebody to sleep with, somebody easy, potentially. That's how she saw it. So I don't think she's doing this out of like hatred towards you. I don't think she's trying to piss you off and upset you, because at the end of the day, you broke up with her You then had this sex. She probably didn't think it was going to rekindle anything because you broke up with her at the end of the day, and she's like maybe feeling like she's doing you a favor by keeping you in the loop and being like, oh yeah, like I'm going on a date today, I'm staying at some girl's house, like how are you doing though, like trying to check in on you. But maybe you just need to say to her, listen, like I'm really not interested in hearing about what you're doing with other women. Or maybe like don't even say that. Maybe if you want this to work out again, maybe you need to say like, listen, I really enjoyed the other night, like I want to maybe try and get back on the right track with you, but for that to happen I need your 100% loyalty and we need to be exclusive from the get-go. Like I'm not being the other woman, I'm not having you sleeping around with other girls at the same time. So personally, I don't think we need to block her unless you don't want her back in your life and you're just getting upset by the constant like texts and, oh, how are you doing? And you're like, why do you have the fucking audacity to ask me how I'm doing when you know full well I'm probably crying myself to sleep because you've been fucking other girls? So yeah, I don't think she needs blocking personally. I think you just need to have a conversation and decide, or have a thought with yourself, have a chat with yourself. Do I want to be back with you or do I not? If you do, you need to speak to her. If you don't want to be back with her, but you also just don't really care to know about all her sexual endeavours and all the women she's getting with, yeah, you could block her. Or you could just say like, listen, I really actually don't care, like crack on, do what the fuck you want, I'm not fussed, but you don't need to tell me about it. I'm fine, you do you, and I'm going to go and do me. I feel like we can get involved with that. Okay, let's finish up with another confession. I met my girlfriend on TikTok. It's mad how we just clicked together. I feel like TikTok is definitely becoming a way to meet people. Like people do videos like use my comment section as a dating app, like comment your name, age, where you're from, and crack on, have fun, have a good time. We were in and out of our relationship, but somehow we kept getting pulled back together, and I know she's definitely the one. Obsessed. Okay, so we've been on and off, things have been rocky, but you always seem to come back to each other. There's like that invisible string there between you both. Obsessed. I love her to pieces and all the little things that she does for me. She keeps buying me cute gifts even when I say no. Obsessed. That was a really cute, it wasn't really a confession. You were just telling me your love story and I'm really happy for you. So obsessed. I love happy love stories. I feel like we only really tend to have like bad drama, cheating, toxic, all the bad stuff on the pod. So it's nice to have a nice little love story where you're happy. You've had issues, but fate has pulled you back together and now you're living your best lesbian life. Obsessed. Well, guys, thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. If you've been listening on YouTube, make sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you've been listening on Apple or Spotify or any other podcast app, make sure to turn on the notification button so you never miss an episode. Make sure to give us a 5-star review if you've enjoyed this episode or if you've been listening for a while and you love the podcast. I'd love to get some more 5-star reviews up there to really push the podcast out to more people. Share this episode with a friend. Maybe if you relate to one of the dilemmas, send it to someone. If you have a friend who might relate to one of the dilemmas, or just send it to all your lesbian friends. Tell them to listen. Let's keep growing and building this podcast. Woman loving woman, woman supporting woman. Help me push this podcast out to more people. You can give us a follow on Instagram and TikTok at the lesbianlounge.podcast. You can send me your dilemmas, your confessions, your stories, anything you want. Nothing's off limits, nothing is too juicy, over to my anonymous Google form, which will be linked in the description of the episode. And I'll speak to you all next Thursday for a brand new episode. Love you all so much. Bye.